Hi, thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to take a look at Canada funds, key investor contacts, and fundraising targets. This database provides direct insight into 2022 to 2024 Canadian funds and fund managers that are actively raising or deploying capital, giving deal makers a clear path to the right investors at the right time. To be clear, this is the who's who of Canadian capital and fundraising. The Ultimate Institutional Investor Database, introducing a rare database of institutional-grade investors, sourced from my exclusive database of over 400,000 global capital professionals. For the first time ever, this powerful resource is available to help you access capital like never before. Canada Fund Investor Database components. So this database contains 230 funds and fund managers, 9,500 key investment contacts, 6,200 emails. It includes funds raised in 2022 to 2024. Key database fields includes contact names, titles, investor type, location, geographic preference, website, email, sector specialization, investment strategy, and fund descriptions. Top fund strategies in the database, you're going to see number 1, venture capital, seed, startup, early stage, growth, late stage. 2, buyout, private equity. 3, real estate, core value add, opportunistic, distressed debt. 4, infrastructure, core value add, opportunistic debt. 5, direct lending and private credit, senior debt, mezzanine, distressed. 6, special situations. 7, secondaries, that could be direct or fund. 8, fund of funds and co-investment. 9, natural resources and energy. And 10, hybrid multi-strategy funds. So why this database matters? As I mentioned in the earlier slide, this is the who's who of Canadian capital and fundraising, a very rare and exclusive database of the most hard to access contacts in the Canadian fundraising ecosystem. To put this simple, many people try to access these type of contacts and data on funds, but they have to subscribe to a very, very expensive type of database that can sometimes runs in the $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a year. What I have is a collection of smaller subsets of data that I've correlated, put into a large database, and I feed these out over smaller either countries, sectors for clients who can't afford those large subscriptions. So this resource provides direct access to the professionals and funds that control billions of dollars in capital across private equity and venture capital. Includes 230 leading funds, 9,500 key fundraising professionals, billions in capital access, exclusive hard to access, one-of-a-kind database built for serious fundraising efforts. It's perfect for those seeking to raise capital in Canada across real estate, startups, and private equity deals. Test. So why target funds raised from 2022 to 2024? Keep in mind the spreadsheet part of the presentation is coming up in just a bit. So 1, deployment cycle. Most venture capital private equity funds begin deploying capital 6 to 12 months post-close, meaning funds raised in 2022 2023 are actively investing in 2024 to 2026. So as we sit here in 2025, it's a perfect time to start looking at those if you're looking to raise capital. Secondly, dry powder availability. With a typical 10-year funds, 4 to 5 year investment period, capital remain available until 2027 and beyond. So this is another perfect time range for you to use. Active window, 2025 to 2028, is prime time for outreach, as many of these funds are still allocating to new deals. Regional nuances have to be taken into consideration though. For example, the Middle East funds, especially family offices and sovereign-linked investors, often operate on more flexible timelines compared to traditional Western GP LP structures. I have databases for the Middle East, Europe, UK, Asia, etc. Now, this makes 2022 to 2024 cohort of funds the strongest targets for founders and groups seeking capital today. So let's take a look at the database. So quickly, the key database disclosure. My extensive database library provides hundreds of thousands of global contacts. Some of them include LinkedIn profiles, emails, websites, though not all are going to have all those details. Most of the information was collected from 2021 to 2025, and most of the updates were in the last 2 years, so it's a pretty tight database. This corporate resource may include contacts whose roles have since changed, and it's designed as an excellent starting point for outreach. It's best leveraged and continually refined by organizations with dedicated data teams. To be clear, you're not to spam this type of a database. again with 270,000 emails. This is for research to zone in really on the key targets for your fundraising. This database comprises a blend of individuals and companies, each with distinct investment criteria and operating conditions, so there's no guarantee your approach will be favorably received. Note, this database is available to corporate or institutional grade groups only, no personal sales. Okay, now we're over on the spreadsheet part. I'm going to show you the master database, and then we're going to concentrate on the Canada Funds part. So this just shows you here about 99,214 entries, so those are funds and they're historical, but when we come to talking about the individual ones like the countries or sectors, I drill down only to 2022 to 2024, but this gives us a lot of historical look at all the funds that have been raised. So you've got their name, you've got their background, inception date, asset class, strategy, primary region, status, whether it's open, close, raising, fund size, fund manager, fund structure, and if I scroll a little bit over further to the right, you're going to get information on the core industry, industry verticals, domicile, date added, the fund's legal structure. You're going to get information on the city, country, website, email. This particular type of email is going to be contact at or info at. When we get over to the contacts, you're going to see their actual contacts. If I scroll way over to the right, you're going to get more data out of the master database. So now let's go to the contacts. So the master contacts database. Down here, left hand corner, you see there's 412,000 contacts. Global list, everybody is who's in the fund management, anybody who raises capital on a global basis, they're probably in this database. So you can see we have gone back up to the top. You've got fund manager name, firm type, name, title, asset class that they're responsible for. Each fund could have 3 or 4 different parties. So for example, if you're looking to take a look at a venture capital, private equity, if those are your fields, and you would try to source out some of that. Same with real estate. Some of them, like this one here, they are responsible for many of the sectors. So you get their email, telephone, city, and then country. Keep in mind, this has around 270,000 emails. Well, what happens if you want to contact this person here and you don't have their email? Really simple. Copy and paste them into LinkedIn, and odds are you're going to be able to have their LinkedIn address right there, and you can make contact and outreach in that manner. Now, let's go to the Canada Funds. So Canada Funds here, you got 382. Some of them are multiple fund managers. So I think there's around 230 that are for Canada, 2022, 2023, and 2024 only. You got the name, the background of the fund, basically. For example, this one here is ARC Energy, the natural resources and fund. The fund focuses on oil and gas investments across Canada. So if you're looking to raise capital for that particular sector, then those are it's a good one to contact. So you're going to get background, so you're going to do a lot of screening. You can also do other screening, for example, asset class. You've got natural resources, private equity, real estate, tons of real estate and private equity in these databases. And then you can see the strategy, natural resources, early stage, co-investment, buyout, etc., etc. Primary region, North America, Canada, of course, US in some cases, with a status, whether they're raising, closed, first close, second close, announced, that sort of thing. Now you move over to the right, you're going to get a little bit more information, and you can see you've got the fund manager, fund structure, core industry. So there's a lot of data in this particular database. It's really going to help you along the way. And of course, for this one here, you're going to get emails and you're going to get websites, so that's also going to help you out. Now let's go to the contacts part, Canada Funds contacts. So here we are, we've got 9,500. If I go back up to the top on the spreadsheet, left-hand corner, fund manager, firm type, the name, their title, asset class, emails for most of them. Again, if you don't have their email, simply just punch in their name into LinkedIn. You're probably going to get their contacts that way. Again, this is the perfect database if you're looking to raise capital in Canada in 2025 and beyond. For more information, contact DubaiInvestorsList.com. That's DubaiInvestorsList.com. Please like, share, and subscribe.